Wow, here we are again. It's Brother Peter with tidbits from the Word. I'm in my book of Streams in the Desert, an original 1925, and beautiful book, beautiful book. If you could find Streams in the Desert, you can still buy it today. It's been copied thousands of times, and it's been repeated thousands of times. And A.B. Simpson, a great preacher of the days gone by, on October 6th, he put in a writing in the Streams of the Desert, and he opened not his mouth, Isaiah 53:7. How much grace is required to bear a misunderstanding rightly, and to receive an unkind judgment in holy sweetness. Nothing tests the Christian character more than to have some evil thing said about him. This is the file that soon proves whether we are electroplated or we are solid gold. If we could only know the blessings that lie hidden in our trials, we would say like David, when Shimei cursed him, let him curse. It may be that the Lord will requite me good for his cursing this day. Some people get easily turned aside from the grandeur of their life's work by pursuing their own grievances and enemies until their life gets turned into a little petty world of warfare. It is like a nest of hornets. I remember when I was a kid trying to break one of them up. You may disperse the hornets, but you will probably get terribly stung, and you will, and get nothing for your pains, and that's the truth. But even their honey is not worth a search. So give us more of his Spirit, who when he was reviled not again, but committed himself to him that judgeth righteously. Consider him that endureth such contradictions of sinners against himself. The great preacher, A.B. Simpson. What a message that he preached. What grandeur in the spiritual life. Hey, before you, he trod all the paths of woe. He took the sharp thrust with his head bent low. He knew the deepest sorrow and pain and grief. He knew long endurance without relief. He took all the bitter from death's deep cup. He kept not a blood drop, but gave it all up. Before you and for you, he won the fight to bring you to glory and realms of light. LSP. I not know who that was, but I do know that that's spiritual writing. This is a little 3-minute thing in the Streams of the Desert. October 7th. Who is among you that feareth Jehovah, that obeyeth the voice of his servant? He that walketh in darkness and hath no light, let him trust in the name of Jehovah and rely upon his God. Isaiah 50:10. What shall the believer do in times of darkness? The darkness of perplexity and confusion, not of heart but of mind. Times of darkness come the faithful and the believing disciple who was walking obediently in the will of God. Seasons when he does not know what to do nor which way to turn. The sky is overcast with clouds. The clear light of heaven does not shine upon his pathway. One feels as if he were groping his way in darkness. Beloved, is this you? What shall we believe in times of darkness? Listen. Let him trust in the name of the Lord and rely upon his God. The first thing to do is nothing. How many times have I done something when I should have done nothing? Wow. This is hard for a poor human nature to do. In the West, there is a saying that runs thus: when you're rattled, don't rush. In other words, when you don't know what to do, don't do it. You don't know what to do. Don't do anything. Don't do anything. Stop. What is it? Stop, think, and listen, or whatever. When you run into a spiritual fog bank, don't tear ahead. Slow down the machinery of your life. If necessary, anchor your bark or let it swing in the moorings. Anchor your back or let it swing in the moorings. We are to simply trust God. While we trust, can we work? Worry prevents him from doing anything for us. If our minds are distracted and our hearts distressed, if the darkness that overshadows us strikes terror to us, if we run hither and yon in vain, affect to find some way of escape out of the dark place of trial where divine providence has put us, the Lord can do nothing for us. Stop. Stand still and listen. Stop, stand still, and listen if you're in a trial. Quit trying to work out of it. Give it to God and say, God, you've got to work it out. I've had the Lord work out things for me that were impossible. The peace of God must quiet our minds and rest our hearts. We must put our hands in the hand of God like a little child and let him lead us out into bright sunshine of his love. He knows the way out of the woods. Let us climb up into his arms and trust him to take us out by the shortest and the surest road. Wow. Dr. Partagon. Remember, we are never without a pilot when we know not how to steer. Hold on, my heart, in thy believing, and steadfast only wins the crown. He who, when stormy winds are heaving, parts with his anchor shall go down. But he who Jesus holds through all shall stand through heaven and earth should fall. If heaven and earth should fall, you can still stand. Hold out. There comes an end to sorrow. Hope from the dust shall conquering rise. A storm foretells a summer's morrow. The cross points to the paradise. The Father reigneth. Cease all doubt. Hold on, my heart. Hold on, hold on, hold out. Wow. Wow. Beautiful. Boy, what sayings are in this book. Streams in the Desert. You can get this book. My father quoted this book continually throughout his life. This was one of his favorite books throughout his life. Written in 1925. And this one that I have was given to somebody in 1946. Probably somebody passed it on, and the Oriental missionary that put it together, Mrs. Chase E. Cowan, and beautiful, the writings in it. Streams in the Desert. You need to get it. If you're a book person, you need to get it. Well, we're going to call this a wrap on this one right here, and it's just 9 minutes. We'll see you next time. Right. Bye.